So sap green, yellow ochre, and cadmium yellow light. And I'm using a kind of a small flat brush or bright. And all I'm going to do right now, and you can see all I did is I mixed sap green and yellow ochre for this state, this part at this stage. So I'm going to add some of that down here as well, where I have the dark brown.
It doesn't look right.
This dark brown that we had before is awesome because, you know, when you put your color over what we're, the green that we're doing right now, it makes the green look darker, which is great. So because we need this part to stay dark, that this right here, it should stay dark. So now that I put this, I mix and yellow ochre with sap green. Yellow ochre makes the sap green more earthy.
More?
Earthy. It's like more like
Oh,
an
earthy. Yes.
yeah. Now I'm going to take cadmium yellow light, put it in that mixture of sap green and yellow ochre, and I'm going to come here and just highlight the top. I'll bring in some of that highlight down. See, now I think I need more yellow ochre in here. My green looks funny. That's better.
Leal, he's
Yeah.
here. He's here.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you're welcome.
Excellent. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of dabbing because I really don't want to lose the texture of the grass. And slowly I'll start highlighting. So this kind of, this layer is more of a medium tone, I would say. Okay, now, so clean my brush a bit. Okay, I'm going to switch to a round brush, and I'm just going to put a bit more yellow in my green and highlight top. My round brush is it's a small round brush. It's not a big one. Okay. This is yellow ochre. I'm mixing it with cadmium yellow light. And I'm going to put some in here too. Wow. Thunder is really,
Yeah, I can hear it thunder. This brush is not good. Better brush than that. It's better.
I'm just going to do this layer and then I'll stop. So I'm highlighting a bit more with cadmium yellow light now and a bit of the yellow ochre and of course some a bit of green. So this will give me a bit of more texture. That's why I'm using a small brush. That will give me texture. Okay, good. We don't need more than that. Okay. All right. I think it's enough. So this is ultramarine violet in sap green, and I have a medium size flat brush. So I'm going to start from the back right here. And then
Jeez.
It's quite dark.
yes, but we will put over that some highlights. This is the first layer. It's really dark, yes. We will be putting some highlights over that. Some yellow, light green, some yellow ochre, blue. This is just the first layer. All right, that's good. I might go wider now. Wider brush, same flat or bright, but wider. This dark at the bottom, this dark color at the bottom part makes the rest of the painting pop where the highlights are. So I know it's very dark at the bottom. I'm adding a bit of burnt umber right now, the bottom part with the green.
And
And-
the and
yeah. The green and the ultramarine.
ultramarine.
Yeah. Excellent. It's good. Okay. So this is dark right now. This is the water that goes all the way there in the back and comes to this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint the reflection down using sap green, same colors I'm using, sap green, cadmium yellow light, a bit of the yellow ochre, and bring down the same, coming closer. Do the same right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use more of the yellow ochre in here because that's a reflection of this part.
Mine's that dry.
All right. All right, that's good. Now, I'm going to try in the original painting. You see, kind of grass over on top, going across this way, or reflection of water. Some reflection on the water. I'm not sure about this green here. I'd rather not put it right here. I'd rather put the reflection of the sky. So more of the blues. Once we start adding the blue, I think that would look much nicer. For now, I'm going to use a bit of white. With my greens. the greens that I've been using, the yellow ochre and green. I'm going to add a touch of white in there. Very, very small amount of white. Highlight them. And with a round brush, just go to the back and just add very soft lines. That will bring the will bring the surface of the water up. Because everything we're doing is down, reflection. So this way, and over here too. So I'm gonna put a bit of, and you'll see as soon as you put that, the water changes. It looks like it looks more real. Just kind of dabs sometimes, and sometimes you have that long line, very thin line. So instead of having this strong, heavy green that's sitting on top, I'd rather have something like this, which is very soft. Like that. Oops, that's too much.
A little bit of white.
You want some white?
No, I've got some here. Just wondering exactly how she blended it because I didn't catch it.
All right.
White with sap green.
Yeah, sap green, white, and a bit of yellow ochre. Just a bit. But there's a lot of white and like enough white to make it look brighter.
Okay.
So this is what I'm using here. I'm using cadmium red medium and sap green in there. So it makes my sap green is going to make the red really dark. It's darker than what you see on the monitor.
Yeah.
And then for the inside, I'll just use burnt umber or even, yeah, burnt umber, a bit of ultramarine violet with my burnt umber for the dark areas. Okay, let this dry. I'm gonna let it dry. And then I'm gonna take burnt umber. Is that what you used, Maria? Burnt
Yes.
umber? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use burnt umber, but I'm gonna put a bit of ultramarine violet next to it. And I have, I'm not sure if I should be using white or titanium buff instead of white for the inside of the boat. Let's try titanium buff because it's not as
Yeah.
strong. All right, so some titanium buff. I'm using a round brush, titanium buff, burnt umber, and a bit of ultramarine violet. But
Or inside?
inside, yes, inside, and the rim or the outside of the rim of the boat. All right, let's try. It's supposed to dry darker anyway, So
Titanium buff,
yeah, titanium buff
yes.
and ultramarine violet and some burnt umber. So
Okay.
it's kind of, the boat is wider, but it doesn't really have to be exactly the same, as long as we have we show a bit of the inside. Okay. I am going to simplify the boat. So now I'm using titanium buff and burnt umber. And I'm going to start kind of a bit of a highlight. Trim?
Oh, okay, titanium buff.
Yes,
Burnt
titanium buff. And burnt umber right now. So I'm highlighting, but not a strong highlight, not yet.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay, yep, a few minutes.
And I am simplifying the boat.
I don't have anything like,
Hmm?
I was gonna say, do you want a glass of wine with some chocolate or something like that, but we don't have any chocolate. Do you want a dish of ice
Right.
cream? You want
I'm gonna say goodnight, folks. I'm gonna go.
Bye-bye, good night.
We'll see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
anything? You upstairs?
Miss Ann is gonna hold down the fort.
Yeah, I'm still
Okay.
here.
I always find painting the inside of the boat hard.
Very, very hard.
Yeah, inside of the boat usually, because it's so kind of a dark color that you don't want to lose, because that what makes it look like it's empty inside. But at the same time, you don't want to make it too dark. I'm gonna zoom in. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. I have a bit of white in here. So now I can add that white to highlight, to get a strong highlight in certain areas, which is right here. So I'm using white with white with burnt umber. And again, I'm adding my highlights slowly. Here we go. Bit right here. And right there. Okay. Nice. Okay, good. All right.
So it's pure white layer?
No, no, white
No.
with a bit of burnt umber in it.
Oh, okay.
So now this is done. I'm going to go back to my red and take red and burnt umber, mix them together. So this red is this time at this level at this stage, I have a bit more red. Oh, that's not enough. I have a bit of more red in my than burnt umber, just a bit, so I can see it. Although in this area here, it's really kind of still in the dark, and a bit here. Now, for that little highlight that you see on this side, I'm just going to put titanium buff. I'm just going to add titanium buff to my red, and red that is mixed with burnt umber.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Nice thing about this painting is that the red is a hint in there. You can see it, but it's not strong. It's darker than what you see what you're seeing on the monitor. I will scan it and email it to you so you can see it. You can see
The
how.
color. We can see the color.
Yeah. I'll scan it and email it like I do usually, and you can see that it's a bit darker than what you're seeing on the monitor. The monitor is showing the red, the strong red. It's not that strong.
Yeah.